Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shenanaguy Plays Trails of Cold Steel 2. So, we have one thing to do here. This is the last character note I'm missing. Tuck! Have you reached out to Mother and Father since the last time you were in Ymir by any chance? I have actually. Sent a letter while I was in Crossbow. If it hasn't arrived yet, it should be there any day now. I see. But, might I ask why you didn't make the time to come back and visit Ymir? Well, it's the end of the year. I can't exactly skip class, and my friends will be gone before too long. And I'm still not sure I can bring myself to talk to Mom and Dad right now. Especially after what they told me before the battle in Heimdall. I get that they probably thought keeping the truth of my birth from me was for my own good, but that doesn't exactly make all of this any easier. If I may, you've been away for so long that our parents are starting to worry about you. So perhaps next time I go back to Ymir, you could join me? You sure, Elise? Well, if that's what you say, then I think that sounds like a great idea. I'd be a terrible son if I didn't make an effort to go see them, wouldn't I? You said it, not me.
Yes! Intelligence agent! Achievement unlocked!
Woohoo! And then we need to punt somebody from our party. Do that real quick. I knew the rumors circulating that this place was full of mysteries, but none of them did it justice. I almost wish I had investigated it more thoroughly while I was still here. So I'm guessing you investigated it some then. Come to think of it, you attended Thor's. William's attending now. Even the Chancellor was here once. Was Lecter a student here too? No, actually. I hear he attended a famous school over in Liberl instead. Oh, really? I guess that explains how he seems so well informed on international affairs. He ended up having to withdraw part way through his time there, so he wasn't able to graduate. But from what I've heard, he had quite a colorful life as a student. I believe he even served as the school student council president. Exclamations! What? Yeah, I totally don't see it. I don't think he could be any less like Toa if he tried. You'd be surprised. He may act flippant, but he's a very considerate young man. I got a phone call from him just last night, actually. He said all of the 2 sentences before hanging up, too. Trying to take things too seriously is going to have the opposite effect of what you want, you know? Just try talking to him and telling him how you really feel without feeling the need to control the situation. Wow. Maybe you're right. He must have somehow worked out exactly what was going on between us. That's Lecter for you. I doubt even he was able to predict what would happen here, though. The area we're in is clearly one where the common sense rules we're used to don't apply. But you can make it through, Reen. You've overcome impossible odds so many times before. And I'll be right there with you to overcome this one. Thanks, Claire. I'm glad to have you with us. Yeah! And we will put her back in the party. And then we gotta talk to Alfin. Oh, this is wonderful. I never thought the day would come when I could fight alongside all of you like this. I can hardly wait to tell Cedric when I'm back at the palace. Has he recovered now, incidentally? Oh yes, he's largely back to normal now. He had to take it easy for a month or so after what happened. But these days he's regained most of his energy and is generally doing very well. Not quite well enough that he's likely to be able to attend the welcoming ceremony here at the end of the month, though. Oh, right. The boys of the Imperial family do traditionally attend Thor's, don't they? It nearly slipped my mind. He was supposed to start here this year, then. That was the plan. He's incredibly frustrated not to be able to. He was looking forward to coming here while you were still at the academy. That really is a shame. But after all that happened, I think it's better to err on the side of caution. It's not too late for him to come to the academy next year, even if we won't get to enjoy being here at the same time. I'll be sure to pass that along to him. Oh, speaking of, something nearly slipped my mind too. I have something I need to give you. It's a letter from my brother, my elder brother this time. Double exclamations to me. Reen took the letter from Princess Alphen.
Hey there, Reen. I'm glad to hear you were able to safely return to the Academy. In truth, I fully intended to come along and see you in person, but it was unfortunately not meant to be, so this letter will have to do. With how serious you always seem to be, I'd wager you're feeling more than a little conflicted right now. About who you are, what you should do, what your place in this world is. I wish I could help you figure them out. But there are no simple answers to those questions. Even if there are, I certainly don't have them. All I can do is impart to you these words. There are no heroes in this world. Many people are held to be just that. Like the beloved Dreikels the Lionheart, the famed Lance Maiden, and even our favorite Chancellor. But no matter how much they achieve or how popular they become, they are humans just like the rest of us. They doubt themselves just like us. They feel conflicted just like us. They question their decisions just like us. You're no different from them either. You're not a hero. You're simply a student like any other. You doubt yourself, you feel lost at times. You rely on others when you need to. You make friends, fall in love, live your life, and live it proudly as yourself. You don't need to try and become someone you're not. I look forward to our next meeting. All the best until that day comes. Olivert Rice Honor.
Dots. I don't know what to say. You have one amazing brother. Don't I? I feel a little ashamed it's taken me so long to notice, but I think I now finally understand what he's been fighting for. Together with just how perilous the situation in Erebonia continues to be. But I also believe that no matter what happens, he won't give up that fight, and he'll come out victorious in the end. I feel exactly the same way. I can't let them fight alone either. Thank you very much for delivering this to me, Your Highness. You're quite welcome, Reen. Right. So, something to keep in mind, for this whole kind of overall theme of the games is Class 7, and Reen in particular, trying to find a third path. So even with the events going on now, trying to find a third path. The Reverie Corridor, which we're about to do, fits into that. I don't want to tell you how, because it's going to take till the final game for us to be able to really talk about how it fits in, but it does fit in. So you don't really have to keep Reverie Corridor, all the details and stuff in your mind per se. Just keep in mind that it is a step in determining that third path. But anyway. Let's see if there's anybody to talk to. Ah, yes! So your family really wants to push you into an arranged marriage, huh? I guess being a noble's rougher than I thought. Just when I started to feel like I've really had a job worth doing, too. I feel as though settling down would just be throwing that all away. I think I would regret that for the rest of my life. But what do you think about all this? Well, if you ask me, I'd say you should do what you want. Follow your heart and all that. If you really want me to take a side, I feel like your quitting would be a real waste. You'd be missed, too. Really? Yeah, I mean, don't take that the wrong way or anything. Just listening to you, I felt like I didn't want you to leave, I guess. Mint's really taken a liking to you, too. That sounds like I'm just using her as an excuse to get what I want, but yeah. Thank you, Makarov. I think I've finally made up my mind. Anyway, while we're both here, would you like to join me for some coffee? I'd like to discuss my lesson plans for the next academic year. Sure, why not? Oh, those two. Lots of other character notes that you can pick up here. Yes. This scene is very important. Very important. Again. Very important.
my! Who would have imagined even more marvelous mysteries still lurked within the old schoolhouse?
Oh, real quick, you can only get this scene on your second playthrough if you have had him translate all of the Black Records, gotten them from him, and read them. So, yeah.
What a delight! Why, I can hardly stop myself from heading in there to take a little peek.
That might not be the best idea right now. There's no telling what could happen in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna suggest you take a hard pass on that.
Oh, come now, I was only kidding. I wouldn't dream of rushing in to steal the thrill of discovery for myself. But, all joking aside, I take it you finished reading those deciphered passages from the Black Records I gave you, Reen.
Huh?
Deciphered?
Well, sure, I looked through them, but why do you ask? And what's Rosine doing here anyway?
Well...
Questions, so many questions. Please, allow me to elucidate.
What's going on? This is just like when I called out to Valimar that first time.
To put it simply, I've created a partition of sorts. The three of us standing here within are the only ones who can even sense it. Meanwhile, those outside remain blissfully unaware of its existence. I'll admit, for a moment there, I was worried that Emma and Celine might have noticed something amiss, but it seems I've still got the touch.
Just who the hell are you? And you too, Rosine. Why are you wearing your habit all of a sudden?
Starting off with the basics, I see. Perfectly fine by me. Who the hell am I indeed? My formal ties are to the Septian Church, as a member of the Gralsritter. Second among the Dominion, in fact. I stand at the right hand of our leader, and am known by some as the Partitioner. But you already know my real name, of course. I've never hidden that from you. I am and shall always be Thomas Lysander.
I'm a squire, tasked with supporting him in the execution of his duties.
So, the books that we've read, like the, I can't think of the one that Toval's in, and a little bit of the Red Moon Rose. This, Scarlet, and a few other things. Like, they all have little pieces to the puzzle. This is a major piece to the puzzle.
You could say I'm an apprentice knight of the Gralsritter.
What? Hold on. What? The Gralsritter? Do they have something to do with the Congregation for the Sacraments Scarlet was talking about?
That they do, Reen. We're a secret sect of the Congregation, an unseen face. Our organization's existence isn't known to the wider world, nor should it be.
Our primary purpose is to gather and seal away dangerous artifacts. But every once in a blue moon, it becomes necessary to undertake covert operations like this one.
That's...
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. To be honest, I felt like there was something off about you for a while now. You were able to decipher the Black Records for one. Your knowledge and abilities go way beyond the average instructors. But even still, I never would have guessed you were connected to something this large scale. And with all that in mind, what do you want with me? Why tell me all of this now? Have you finally decided to step out from the shadows and interfere?
That's not quite it.
Perish the thought, Reen. What happens in the old schoolhouse is out of our jurisdiction. Always has been. The way things stand brings to mind a few parallels with Liberal's Phantasma trouble, but I doubt this is nearly as dangerous. After we're done here, I'll be glad to let you tackle that on your own. Me, I'm only here for a little talk with you. After all, you are an Awakener, possessor of a fragment of the Great Power. And that means we have matters to discuss. This should come as no surprise, but the trouble facing this land is far from over. Now, it may seem to have passed for now, but this peace is merely a simple respite. The most crucial moment stands silent in the wings, waiting to unfurl before us. The Chancellor never stops spinning his webs, and while he may have repelled Ouroboros for now, they will be back. Mark my words. And there's not a doubt in my mind that you'll have an important role to play in what's to come. That's why I thought it would be worthwhile to make a formal introduction and ask for your cooperation. So, what say you?
Dads.
Sir, if I may, you might want to ease him into this a little more gently. It's quite a lot to take in at once. Reen, I want you to know we're not here to scare you or to make an enemy of you. We don't mean to pressure you into a response either. For now, our intent is just to remain here and keep an eye on things. So if there's ever anything you need our help with, we're here for you. Just ask and we'll do whatever we can.
Thanks, Rosine. You're right, too. This is a lot to take in at once. I'm not really sure how to respond. I guess at the very least, I can tell you're not my enemies. But by the same token, that doesn't necessarily make you my allies either. So, no promises.
I understand completely, Reen. And for the time being, that's perfectly fine. But to return to an earlier topic, those black records you found are actually of particular interest as historical artifacts. As far as I can tell, their purpose was to record the true history of the Divine Knights. Given that recovering artifacts like those is our job, well, if you happen to find any more, do pass them along to us, would you?
Artifacts. Remember I talked about artifacts in the previous game. They are items left over from the ancient Zumerian culture that are similar to orbital technology, but a lot more mysterious and less technological and more on the magical side of things. So their job is to recover the artifacts that function. That's kind of one of the overarching jobs of the church, is to find and stow away those artifacts.
I'll give you transcripts of everything I can decipher, of course. Given what you've read so far, I'm sure you must be curious.
I'll give it some thought.
Double exclamations.
Huh? Huh?
What the?
What was that? Huh?
Well, do take care, everyone. I'll be praying for you.
Of course you will.
Oh, such a mean thing for them to hide that scene for a second playthrough.
Are you really sure that was for the best? I'm afraid you might have made him even more wary of us.
Oh, that was exactly my intent. I need him to start acting with a little greater awareness of his place in a world that's more precarious than he takes it for. That is, if we intend to unravel the mysteries of the two septarians that once graced this hallowed land. And beyond that, the secrets of the system fashioned by the witches and gnomes. The 7 Divine Knights. Osborne being dead set on locking down our activity certainly doesn't help matters either. The Roaring Lion should be able to take care of Western Erebonia on his own. But there's certainly no harm in working to strengthen our foothold on this side of the Empire as well. Our work will not be easy, Rosine. Be mindful of that.
Yes, sir. Well, if you'll excuse me, the children are waiting.
So, important details. And now for a hidden quest. I'll get into a theory when we go back into Reverie Corridor, but we're gonna knock out this quest real quick. Who could this possibly be? I can't believe I was lucky enough to run into her a second time. Even talk to her. Me. Maybe this really is fate. But what if it's just another trap to break my already cracked heart into pieces yet again? I don't think I've ever seen anyone more in need of help. Is something wrong? I'd recognize that uniform anywhere. Wait, do you not recognize me? Come on, you've helped me out before. I guess your face is kind of familiar. You're Anton, right? From Liberal? It's very nice to see you again. So you really do remember me. Whew. But if I'm running into you guys, this might really be destiny after all. The destiny? There's something really super incredibly important that I'd like your help with. Are you willing to hear me out? Never hurts to listen, right? Besides, it's not my style to turn my back to someone who needs my help. Thank you. Oh, what a lucky day. This year in Erebonia has led to almost nothing but trouble. But it looks like it's about to pay off after all. Am I right? Or am I right, Ricky? I'll say. Even if you don't get to enjoy all of your dreams coming true, I get to enjoy seeing them crumble around you. It's a win-win. Jeez, and these guys are supposed to be friends? I guess everyone's different. So, how exactly do you want us to help with this win-win situation? It all started a few months back when we went to your big academy festival. And lo and behold, I ended up meeting the woman of my dreams. But the thing is, now that I've met her, I need your help to get to know her. I think I see what you want us to do now. But why ask us? I'm not exactly a love expert, but no, you usually want to avoid random people when you're with the woman you love? Well, from what I've heard, you students with the red uniforms all live in that dormitory down the slope there, right? That's where this vision from the goddess used to work. Oh, no. Trust me, there are some trees no man should try to bark up. The only person I could think of would be... You can't mean Sharon, can you? Yes, that's the one! Ah, Sharon. What a beautiful name. It sounds like the harps of 1,000 angels. She stole my heart the moment I saw her standing in the kitchen that fateful day. She's beautiful. She's kind. She cooks like a master chef. She's got that stunning smile. She's absolutely perfect. I'm going to assume he's unaware of her ties to Ouroboros. But then, the war broke out right after we met, and I couldn't even say a word to her with all that was going on. Just when all hope seemed lost, I ran into her, right here, and she greeted me like she remembered me and everything. She remembers me! Some guy she hasn't seen or heard from in months. We're clearly destined to be together forever. Let's maybe not jump to conclusions here. But okay, the gist of it is you want us to help you two get together, right? This is a headache waiting to happen. Kinda like that, just without the instant results. You see, you really can't hurry love. The path to any successful romance is locked and rigid with a set of number of steps that need to be taken in exacting order. It's taken me a long time and many failures to finally see that. A long, long time. It sounds really sad when you put it like that. Anyway, it's amazing luck to see her after all this time, and I might never get the opportunity again. So at the very least, I want to try and get her contact info before I lose this chance forever. So please, would you be willing to help? I don't expect you to do anything more than get her info, I swear. If we agree to help him, we probably won't have a chance to get back in the old schoolhouse until we're done. Help out! Okay, fine. We'll get you her contact details, and that's it. Really? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! Oh, goddess, thank you for shining your joyous light down on me at last! Yeah, so how exactly do you want us to go about this? If all you want is her contact info, it'd probably be quickest and easiest for us to just ask her outright. No, that wouldn't work at all. Didn't you hear me when I said the steps to love need to be followed in order? I need you to set up another accidental encounter for the two of us so I can ask her myself. The whole thing's gotta feel natural, like fate brought us together several times and wants us to stay together. If you say so. Hey, don't worry about it. I've got all the things planned out already. But before we get started, I'm going to need to get a present for her. I want to get her something that really says, thanks for picking up my handkerchief when I dropped it that one time. So, mind helping me choose something she'd like? I mean, if anyone knows her, it's all of you, right? You should know. I can't argue with that. I might as well start with combing the shops around here and seeing what we can find. She's right. Let's see what we can do. How about we hurry up and get this done with? The old schoolhouse isn't going to take care of itself. Thank you so much. Let's get started, shall we? Anton is now accompanying you. Quest to Sharon with love started. Wait a second. Okay, he's accompanying us, but we can't make him a playable character. Darn! Okay. So, don't talk to the flower lady. Don't. Don't do it. We'll go to Mict. So, let me get this straight. You're here to buy a present for that maid who used to work at your dorm. For a guy like that? Well, this thing in storage the other day that might just work. Storage. Okay, what is it? It's an antique bracelet. It's made of wood and it's pretty neat. Nice collar and texture and all, so it's got some gift potential. Maybe. If you replace the jewel that fell off it, it'd be great. It looks sort of plain without it, but it's still a nice kind of plan. Hey, Mict, that's junk. You're trying to sell us junk. You're not trying to pawn stuff you can't sell off on a poor, misguided young man looking for love, are you? I don't think a bracelet with no jewel is going to set her heart racing. I really want to get her something she'll love. I'm not just looking to buy any old thing. I wouldn't buy that as a gift for my worst enemy, so I'd feel kind of bad recommending that he does, but... Brace for the bracelet? I want the extra AP, so we're gonna do this. Buy the book. Or the guide, rather. Yeah. Recommend holding off. Good call. No sense rushing into a purchase at a pawn shop, right? Trist is a big place. We don't know what else we might find out there. Okay. Just had to make sure. The description's a little more complicated, so I had to make sure that it's the way that we wanted it to be. Alright, mate. You looking for a good present? How about this stone, then? Nice and pretty it is. A small tay boot. It's really tiny. I'm not sure why, but I can feel a kind of comforting warmth when I hold it, too. That's quite a strange stone. Are you sure it's not a jewel or something? Can I say for certain, really? I actually got it fra Heinz, a merchant for Heimdall. Said he doesn't even know how he got it in the first place. Man, I suck at this accent. He ended up leaving it here because he figured he wouldn't be able to sell it. If you say, and yet here you are, trying to sell it. Well, it does seem rather nice a stone, but trying to pass off a stone as a present just doesn't feel right. Wait a minute. Wouldn't this fit right into that bracelet we saw at the pawn shop? The size and shape seem like a perfect fit. Recommend the stone. You know, Anton, I've got this idea. Doesn't this stone look like it would fit perfectly into that bracelet we saw at the pawn shop? Now that you mention it, it really does. On their own, each seems lacking as a gift, but together, it might make a real nice present. Alright, you've sold me. Wrap it up, stat. Yes, cheers, mate. Having bought the stone, they rushed back to the pawn shop to pick up its accompanying bracelet. Once they had both, they tried fitting the stone into the bracelet. Well, what do you know? A perfect fit. It really is, almost like the two of them were made to be together. It's got this really nice handmade feel to it, and the stone has that strange warmth to it, too. Thanks for that flash of brilliance. This should make the perfect present. She's going to love it. I know she will. With Sharon's present decided, they regrouped in the park. Anton explained his plan to bump into Sharon by complete happenstance and give her his carefully chosen gift. Once they were all clear on the particulars, they began part 2 of the operation, getting Sharon to the park. Hey Sharon, it's Reen. Oh, how lovely to hear from you, Master Reen. Is there something you'd like from me? Not me, personally. You're still in the old schoolhouse, right? We would like your help with something, if you've got the time. Would you be able to meet us in the park in Trista by any chance? With pleasure. I always have time for Class 7, no matter where you need me. Anywhere on the continent, I will be there in 3 minutes or less. Thanks. But 3 minutes is kind of ridiculously fast. You'll probably be there way before us. So there's no need to wait around if you can kill time somewhere more interesting. Very well, I shall see you shortly then. Phew, well, all the pieces are just about in place. Think you're ready for this, Anton? Am I ever? My plan is foolproof. Sharon's got to cross that bridge to get into the park, so I wait for the perfect moment. Walk around that corner by the florists and start crossing it myself. That's how we end up bumping into each other. I'll say hello, then casually invite her to join me for a cup of tea. While we sit and talk and have a great time, I'll give her my present. Before we split up, I'll ask her for her contact details. See? The plan's flawless. Not a single thing can go wrong. Thanks to you guys, I've even got the perfect present for her, too. I do feel a little bad for tricking her like this. A blind date probably isn't the worst surprise he's ever received. I'm sure she'll let us offer this one. She's ever received. Nothing to do now but see if this all works out. We are pitted against Erebonia's most capable maid, after all. And Sharon's about as unpredictable as they come. Haha! Don't you worry about me. I can handle this just fine. It's been a long, hard journey to get to this point, but my painful failures have only helped prepare me for this. Aina! Fran! Look at me now! I won't let your rejections of me be completely in vain. Fran, I think. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of rooting for this guy. Well, no matter how things go, we will hold back and watch from afar. May the winds be on your side. Thanks, guys. I'll give it my best shot. Several minutes later, a lone figure appeared on the bridge. I do hope this part is voiced. There she is, Anton. Go, go, go. Right, let's do this. Step 1, the chance encounter. Exclamations! Oops, sorry. Almost ran into you, didn't I? Oh dear. My apologies. I should have been paying more attention to where I was going. Oh, not at all. I should have looked to see if there was anyone on the bridge before stepping out. Hold on, I recognize you. Ah yes, you're the one I encountered in front of the station earlier. We're certainly running into each other a lot today, aren't we? Yeah, you're right. Boy, coincidences sure are funny things, huh? I mean, what are the odds that would happen? It's wild. Come to think of it, I never introduced myself, did I? I'm Anton, a traveler from Liberl. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Master Anton. My name is Sharon Kruger. I'm the caretaker of the Class 7 dormitory. While I won't be in Trista much longer, I do hope we might meet each other again during my remaining time here. The pleasure's all mine. Still, now that we've run into each other again, would you maybe like to get a cup of tea and talk for a while? With me? Specifically? While I'm flattered by your offer, I'm meeting some people who are very dear to me. I simply couldn't make them wait. You must be able to spare a little time, surely. I mean, we're only a little ways from the part where you're meeting them. If we sit at the seats outside the cafe, you'd have a clear view too. There's no way you could miss them. And I'll treat you. I really want to do something to thank you for giving me back my handkerchief that time. So please. I suppose you're right. Perhaps we could pass the time together until they arrive. Though I am rather curious as to how you knew I'll be meeting them in the park. Just a lucky guess, really. You were walking in that general direction, and it's a popular meeting spot, so... Anyway, shall we get going? Well, he managed to invite her to the cafe, at least. Poor Anton seemed so on edge. Is there any chance of pulling this off when he's all nervous like this? Well, all we can do is keep an eye on him and see how things play out. Oh, looks like they've just ordered. Boom! Step 2 completed. That was perfectly natural cafe invite. Now comes the hard part, but I know I can do this. Mr. Anton, is something wrong? You look serious all of a sudden. Oh, me? No, it's nothing. But I've been meaning to ask. When we ran into each other for the first time today, it seemed like you recognized me. Did you? Or am I mistaken in that? I certainly did. As I recall, we met at the Academy Festival last year, did we not? I remember you dropping your handkerchief and me returning it to you. Exclamation! You really did remember me. Oh, I'm not sure I could forget our encounter if I tried. It proved to be a very memorable one. I dare say few would degenerate into uncontrollable sobbing on their friend's shoulder upon having a handkerchief returned. I suppose it's just as well I returned the handkerchief when I did, even if it did end up soaking wet as a result. I was so amazed that missing the A, woman as kind and beautiful as you existed that I couldn't keep myself. Oh, no, because woman, plural, because it's the same word, but yeah, whatever. And once I'd reduced my handkerchief to a useless soggy mess. Yeah. Yep, I clicked a button. I'll never forget the kindness you showed me that day, not in a million years. Oh, you really needn't make such a big deal out of it. I could hardly stand by and watch you cry in public without a usable handkerchief, could I? So yeah, the part I skipped was that she gave him her handkerchief. Yeah, sorry about that. It's kind of embarrassing when you put it like that. It's really embarrassing when she puts it like that. It looks like Sharon has a pretty good impression of him, though. Who knows? He might even be able to get her contact info at this rate. As Anton and Sharon sat and talked, Anton gradually began to relax and start talking naturally, after a while. Oh, something's up, but what? Oh, I'm all out of tea. As am I. Time really does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it? Still, I think I should probably be leaving now. Exclamation! Oh, hold on, could you stay just a little longer? We could always order more tea if that's the problem. I'll pay for it and everything. I appreciate your offer, but considering that people I was supposed to meet have yet to arrive, I'm starting to worry. Should they be in trouble, it's my duty to go and find them and extricate them from it myself. I'm sure they're just fine, though. What should I do? I've still got 5 more steps to clear before I can ask her to contact info. Oh geez, 5 steps? Well, Master Anton, if you will excuse me, I very much enjoyed our time together. I shall take care of the payment myself, so by all means, please stay here and relax to your heart's content. Wait, there's something I need to give you first. It's a little thank you present for returning the handkerchief, and something for you to remember our meeting here by. Why did I choose this voice for him? Anton gave Sharon the handmade bracelet. Oh my, this is a lovely little bracelet. Is this handmade? It has such a strange warmth to it too, and the design is so charming. Thank you, Anton. I will treasure this. I did it! She loves it! Okay, I've got the momentum here. Now all I've got to do is ride it. Time for the final step. Cruelly, calmly, and casually ask for her contact details. Sharon, can I ask you a favor? What favor would that be, Master Anton? I love you! Please go out with me! What? What? This is a few steps beyond just asking for her contact info. Oh, what happened to those steps he was so insistent on following? That's one way to drive this conversation straight into a wall. A big gamble, but I'm not sure it's going to pay off here. Oh, what have I done? That's not what I was going to ask her at all. I've gone and ruined everything after coming so far too. My, Master Anton. Oh, Adios, I knew it. She doesn't know how to react. I knew this would happen. This is always what happens. I get out on a journey to change myself. But here I am, making the same mistakes I always do. I haven't changed one iota. And at this rate, I never will. I'm doomed. Doomed to keep repeating the same failures over and over and over again. Time to drag my carcass back to Ricky again. We might as well just pack up and go home. Please don't look so upset. I'm very happy to know how you feel about me. Come again? Why am I doing this high-pitched voice for this? It must have taken a great deal of courage to confess something like that to me, and some devotion to prepare your chance, too. This isn't an experience I can claim to have ever had before, but perhaps this is one of the many forms that love can take. If it is, it's a beautiful one. Unfortunately, there are already people to whom I have pledged my love and devotion. So, I am afraid I cannot return your feelings. But with the courage you've shown today, I'm certain that you will one day find the happiness you deserve. Kiss. Exclamations times 3! Should we ever have the opportunity, I would be delighted to share another cup of tea with you someday. Please pass on my regards to Class 7, too. Yeah, she knew. She totally knew. Dots. I wonder how many seconds it took her to figure out we were involved. Giving him a kiss and sending him away was pretty harsh, even for her. But it was very her. Turned down again. It feels kind of weird though. I'd normally be crushed right now, but this time I feel refreshed? All things considered, after a proclamation of love like that, I don't think things could have gone any better. Sure, it didn't go how you planned, but love never does. That wasn't so bad, right? Hey, he got a kiss. He should consider himself lucky. Celine, that's not really the point. You probably don't want to hear this from someone younger than you, but there's other fish in the sea. I'm sure things will work out for you in the end. Best of luck with your future romances. Love is one of life's greatest trials, after all. Finding love is as hard as finding oneself. I'm sure a refreshing breeze will blow upon you before too long. I really can't thank you guys enough for all you've done for me today. I do have this, though, which might be a start. Take it. You've earned it. 9 lives, puppet. Thanks. Oh man, my heart's still aflutter from the whole thing. But I'll never forget the feeling of that kiss. It'll inspire me to find true love forever and ever. Right, now I just need to decide where to go next. Sounds like you're all done here. Ricky, guess what? Something amazing happened to me. So it seems. Want to grab something to eat? You can tell me all about it. And you know what? I'll treat you today. Really? Thanks. Perfect timing, too. I just blew the last of my money on a present and a bunch of tea. Well, see you guys. Take care. You too. Here's hoping we run into each other again someday. Quest to Sharon with love completed. AP increased by 2. Yeah. Alright. We'll head back to Reverie Corridor. That quest took a lot more time than I thought it would. So, we're actually going to continue with the Reverie Corridor in the next episode. And that should, again, no promises, but that should be the final episode. So until then, I will see you all then. Goodbye for now.